Have you ever felt like giving up? This is the story of a man who had nothing, no home, no money, no hope, but turned his life around in a way that will leave you inspired. It was a cold winter night. He sat on the edge of a park bench, clutching an old jacket tightly around himself. His stomach growled, but there was no food. His hands were numb from the biting wind, but there was no place to go. Life had stripped him of everything. A few months earlier, he had a steady job, a small apartment, and dreams like everyone else. But a series of unfortunate events, losing his job, mounting bills, and an unexpected eviction, left him with nowhere to turn. He watched helplessly as his world crumbled, piece by piece. One night, as he lay on the bench staring at the sky, he asked himself a question that changed everything. Is this how my story ends? At that moment, something shifted. He didn't know where to start, but he knew he couldn't stay where he was. The next morning, he woke up with a new resolve. With no money in his pocket and only the clothes on his back, he began to walk. The first step was the hardest. He needed food and shelter, but more than anything, he needed a purpose. He walked to a nearby library, a place where he could stay warm during the day. As he browsed the shelves, a title caught his eye. Success Starts Within. The book spoke of small, consistent actions that could transform a life. The words felt like they were written just for him. Start with what you have, it said. That line stayed with him. He decided to take control of what little he could. Each morning, he woke up early and walked to the library. He began reading about budgeting, business, and personal development. He borrowed books and took notes, even though he didn't have a plan yet. One day, he overheard a conversation at the library. A man was struggling to understand how to write a resume. He hesitated, but then offered to help. It was a small act, but it reignited something within him. Helping someone else made him feel alive again. Soon, he began offering help to others. He realized he had skills, communication, organization, and a knack for problem solving. Word spread, and people started coming to him for advice. He didn't charge money at first. He just wanted to contribute. But as his reputation grew, someone offered to pay him. It was a small amount, but it was the first money he had earned in months. It felt like a lifeline. With that money, he bought a notebook and some pens. He started jotting down ideas. He thought about how he could turn his skills into something bigger. What if he could help more people? What if this could become a business? The first attempt failed. So did the second. But he didn't stop. Each failure taught him something new. He refined his approach, learned more, and kept pushing forward. Months turned into years. He rented a small office space using the little savings he had. He began consulting for small businesses, helping them organize and grow. His clients loved his work, and they referred him to others. One day, he landed a contract with a large company. It was a turning point. The income allowed him to expand, hire a small team, and take his business to the next level. Today, he owns a successful consulting firm, helping countless individuals and businesses find their path to success. He drives past the park where he once slept and feels a deep sense of gratitude. But he never forgets where he came from. He spends part of his earnings supporting shelters and mentoring those who are where he once was. His message is simple. You are not your circumstances. You are your choices. The story of his journey reminds us that no matter how dark things seem, there is always a way forward. It starts with a single step, a small decision, and the courage to keep going. So, if you're facing struggles today, remember this. Your story isn't over. Like him, you have the power to write a new chapter.